to the Dominican Republic. I have very little experience running Zoom calls, so bear with me on some of this, but I think I got it figured out. Jeff Diss can help me a lot. I just want to thank you guys for joining the Dominican Fall and Winter League Zoom call, and I'm really glad to have this opportunity to meet with you guys. Good to see some old faces, and I appreciate you guys' continued support. I think one of the things that I'm most thankful for in the 12 years of taking groups to the Dominican Republic are all of the great people I've had a chance to meet. So thanks a lot. For the sake of you guys that don't know me, let me give you a brief background. Once again, my name is Sam LeBeau with Dominican Baseball Camp, and we've been taking baseball groups to the Dominican Republic since 2008. We've taken about 39 college baseball trips, and we have a list of those on the website here. At your leisure, you can check that out. So a list of all our college teams that have been with us over the years and what year they went. If you get on the website sometime, you can check it out and see everyone that's gone. And so what my role is, I'm personally on all of these trips. I coordinate details, lodging, meals, games, practices, basically everything that happens, I'm there along with our really, really energetic and really committed staff that we have in the Dominican that help us out. So as a side note, anybody interested in a trip at some point, you can give me a call, send me an email about that. Now, I have a poll that I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna wait just a minute to do this poll in case a few more people join. But if anybody has questions during the course of the meeting, if you don't wanna jump in and ask, just type them up on the chat and I'll be sure to read that when the meeting is over. So another thing that we do, and this will lead into what this is all about. Another thing that we do, I'll get off that share. Another thing that we do besides the college team trips is we do camps with high school kids. And when we do these camps, we bring college coaches down to run the camps. And we had a camp this summer scheduled in August. We had 2 college coaches, one from Nicholls State and one from BYU, that were scheduled to come. And we had a bunch of kids signed up. They already had their plane tickets. They were coming down. And at the last minute, those 2 coaches had to cancel because of the dead period that the NCAA extended into August. So we were stuck in this situation. We had these kids lined up to come. We had to do something. And luckily, we've got a really good relationship with the Kansas City Royals, who have an academy. Every major league team has an academy in the Dominican and a rookie ball affiliate. So we have a good relationship with those guys. They provided us a couple of coaches because they're with minor league baseball being shut down, they're available, and they did a fabulous job, really good job. And that led us into a situation this fall where we've got a combination of factors that exist that I think is, it could develop into a really good plan. And the factors that exist are, number one, we've got these super qualified pro coaches down in the Dominican with nothing to do. We've got minor leaguers in the Dominican Republic that didn't get to play this summer that are now down there forming independent leagues and training on their own. We've got college players who didn't get to play much this spring, missed their summer, and now it kind of varies from school to school, but a lot of them aren't doing a whole lot this fall. We also have college players that have a whole lot more flexibility than they've ever had before in terms of being able to do virtual learning and having a shortened semester this fall. And finally, we have a favorable NCAA ruling that allows us to have outside competition this fall. So all this came together into our plan, and the plan is to bring college players down to the Dominican this fall, give them an intense baseball experience in a country that's famous for producing major leaguers, give them this experience with physical training, skills training, and games, while also providing them an environment where they can take care of their academic responsibilities. So the plan is to provide a self-contained baseball academy. We'll be using the former Cleveland Indians Academy. It's got dorms, cafeteria, two full-size baseball fields, batting cages, weight room. We will have the assistance of the minor league coaching staff from the Kansas City Royals. And these are guys from rookie ball, so they're at the level of minor league baseball that probably is doing more instruction than any other level. And they will take care of our physical training as well as our skills training. We're going to schedule games. Games will include all the college guys that go down, as well as the Dominican minor league players that are down there right now looking for games. We'll provide the lodging and the meals, and we'll provide a study environment with a robust Wi-Fi system. So that's the plan. I spoke with quite a few college coaches about it. I really appreciate all you guys that gave me input. And what I learned was that every college is in a little bit of a different situation this fall, and it's also a situation that changes day by day. Seems like some people are on campus, some people are not on campus, some people are practicing this fall, some people are not. Many who are on campus are going to be done with that portion by Thanksgiving. So based on everything that we learned, we decided to break the fall up into 2 leagues. One league would be what we're calling the Fall League, which will run from October 10th to November 21st. And who this is for is the kids that go to a college that isn't doing anything this fall, that is not on campus, that everything's virtual academically, and is also not practicing as a team. And then we've got the Winter League, and that's for the kid that becomes available after Thanksgiving. So he may be on campus right now, maybe practicing with his team right now, but after Thanksgiving, he's wide open to come down. And I know there's some people that may have to wait another week academically to do that, but we can be flexible with that. But it's the 3-week period between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And again, we'll provide everything in terms of Wi-Fi and study environment for those who still need to do their exams. So the Fall League, talk about the Fall League first. The Fall League will be, I'm going to go to the website here. So the Fall League runs October 10th to November 21st. Here's the website for it. If you don't have this, let me know, we can get it to you. It talks about what we're doing. There's a really cool video on there from Tracy Smith's trip with Indiana University back in 2012. Just shows you some of the things that we do. The schedule for both of these leagues will involve games, training, practices. The exact day-to-day Monday through Friday schedule, we will wait until we've talked to all the kids who have signed up to get what their hard academic commitments are. But our goal for the fall would be to load up on games Saturday and Sunday. We'd play a Saturday game and a Sunday game. Then I'm thinking we're going to do a Tuesday, Thursday game with an AM game and a PM game, and the players would pick whether they want to play in the AM or the PM game depending on their schoolwork. We'll have the coaches, the Royals coaches will be at the academy all day, so that we've got a situation where, okay, so you're a shortstop, you've got a class from 9 to 10, from 10 to 12, you're free, you run out to the field, and you get your work in. So we should have some flexibility to work with kids who've got some fixed academic requirements. Heading down to the academy, I do have a good video here that shows where we'll stay. It takes about a minute. I'm going to play this. I'm not sure if you'll get the audio or not, but you should see. So this is where these guys will be staying this fall. It again has 2 fields. It has the weight room, cafeteria. Okay, so that's our facility. It should have everything that we need. Heading down the website here, we've got some stuff about COVID. I'm going to get into that a little bit later on this call to talk to you guys about that. Once again, the dates, October 10th to November 21st. The cost for that is $750 a week, which is all inclusive, meals, lodging, and everything once you're in the Dominican Republic. The Winter League very similar. The Winter League is going to be from November 28th, that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, until December 19th. It's 3 weeks. The Winter League is going to be more game oriented. There will still be some opportunities to develop tools and skills, but we're going to be playing every day with 1 day off during the week. The fall is geared to those kids who aren't doing anything on campus this fall, so they have more training. We feel like the kids coming to the Winter League got to practice with their college team already. But what they haven't done a lot of is play competitive baseball since maybe last March. So this is the opportunity to come down, play a lot of baseball. The website basically is very similar. We'll have games for sure on Saturday, Sunday, and probably Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Once we talk to the kids about their academics, there should be less conflicts during this time, but I know there's going to be some exams and things like that. The dates, again, 28th through the 19th, it's 3 weeks. It's $9.50 a week for that. It's $28.50 for the whole deal. Okay. All right, so there's also in the winter, there's a really strong Dominican league that those of you guys who brought your teams down may have seen that goes on there. It's a lot of minor league players. That league is going to be stronger than ever this year because those kids didn't get to play this summer, so they're all itching to play. So we'll be able to integrate our guys. In addition to playing amongst ourselves, we'll integrate in that league. I want to go over just a few safety and health things that I know when you're thinking about sending a guy overseas. For the people that have already traveled with us, I think they're a little more comfortable, but for those of you guys that have never been, we've been taking groups since 2008. We've hosted over 4,000 people over the last 12 years, and we know how to stay safe and healthy in the Dominican Republic. We've got a good knowledge of the healthcare system there. We have access to top of the line care. As far as where your players will be, that academy that I showed you on the video, there is literally nothing to do there except for study and play baseball. Consider it like a baseball retreat or a baseball ranch. They shouldn't be able to get in any trouble there. They're not at a resort with alcohol. They're going to be there all day, every day. A couple times on Saturdays and Sundays in the afternoon, we'll get them on a bus and we'll go. We may take them to the beach or do a community service project. If they want to go to church, we can give them a chance to do that. But all that would be supervised. But other than that, they're in a very controlled environment. And they should have plenty of time to do their studies. I want to address the COVID situation. So we had to address that this summer when we made the decision to do our camp in the Dominican. And the first thing we looked at was the COVID rates in the Dominican are quite a bit lower than the US. So we felt like if we're playing baseball in the US, then to bring a kid to the Dominican and play baseball should not be putting them in any danger that they would otherwise be in if they stayed home. We will have, for these two leagues, we'll have players arrive with a negative COVID test in hand. And our academy is going to function as a bubble-like atmosphere. It's not going to be a complete bubble because we'll be playing games. But when we're out and about in public, we will maintain social distancing. And we, other than that, within the academy, we'll have our bubble. So we'll have a trainer on hand who's versed in COVID protocol. We'll do regular temperature and COVID testing. And we think the kids who come will be as safe or safer with us than they would be if they stayed home or on campus. So that's our COVID plan. Let me tell you about my job. I'm going to personally be there the entire time. I will coordinate along with our Dominican staff what's going on, but I will have an eye on everything that's going on. And my hope, so really to tell you guys why I'm doing this, my hope is to serve you all. I want your players to get on the field this spring and say to themselves, wow, I really feel like I'm ready to go. I feel like that trip to the Dominican helped me out a lot, and I'm ready to compete, and I'm ready to play, and I'm a better ball player because of that. So it's to help the players, it's to help your programs. I know it's been a tough year for you all, and this is an opportunity to try to turn a negative into a positive and try to make something out of this that makes the guys better players. The other piece to that, another small non-baseball piece, is that a lot of college students get to do a semester abroad or get to go overseas or get to do something. And college athletes typically have to miss out on that because of their commitment to their sport. And this is in another way of making lemonade out of lemons. This is an opportunity for them to get that international experience, which does provide real value later in life. So with all that being said, I was going to ask a couple people to chime in. Tracy, are you still on the call? Tracy Smith?
Yes. Yes.
So Tracy Smith from Arizona State. He's brought his team down twice. Tracy played minor league baseball and was around a lot of Dominicans, but really didn't know where they came from. And the first time he came down on a trip with us, I think it was a big eye opener for him. And since then, he's really seen the value in bringing American players to the Dominican and immersing them in that baseball culture. Tracy, do you mind saying a couple words?
No, I mean, I'll just go back to the first time we met. Like I knew Sam was doing the high school thing, and I said, I'll come down and do one of your high school things, but I'm not going to bring my college team just because. And I was down into the trip about 3 days, and I said, I'm absolutely bringing my college team because of all the reasons that he said here, the cultural piece, the baseball piece, all of that. Now, I will say with this whole so I just first and foremost, it's a wonderful experience, but I think the circumstances, particularly for this, why, you know, we were going to take our team trip again, because I do it every single time that we're allowed. And as you know, it's a 4-year cycle for Division I. But why I'm on the call tonight is because all of our worlds have changed relative to the competitive piece. Our practice situation changes daily. I've been with my team in person. Actually, we started workouts today, but I've been with my team in person prior to today, one time since March. These kids have not played. They've not been on the field competitively. And everybody talks about the recruitment piece of it, but what gets lost is the development piece of it. Our conference is hit pretty aggressively with just some of the states being shut down. So I invited some of my colleagues to be on here, because if we do continue to get shut down and we do continue to get altered, we've had the luxury that we can move our season back, but a lot of guys across the country can't do that. It is a wonderful opportunity. I'm looking at it. If kids can afford it, it's a wonderful opportunity to get the competitive piece, because we have the advantage now of the NCAA rule. So I'm going to be presenting it to my team as I presented actually today to the parents, but as our fall unfolds, we may selectively try to encourage some kids to go that just missed the development time on the diamond. And in terms of the environment, the safety of it, and Sam and I had talked offline. I said that's probably the biggest question, because you're talking about all of us being shut down for health and medical reasons. To make sure, I can assure you that it will be well run. Every detail will be taken care of. Your guys will be in a safe environment, and they will play excellent competition down there, which selfishly for me is what I would want my guys to do if we ultimately end up sending people down there. So while the circumstances of my prior trips were different, and I'm going to certainly take our team as soon as this stuff gets opened back up, I think this is a wonderful opportunity to get competition in a safe environment, but really help our kids develop. And that's the biggest piece they've been missing for the last 6 months.
Hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. We've got Jeff Diskin on the call also. Jeff works for the Kansas City Royals. He spends a lot of time in the Dominican Republic with the Royals Latin players. He brings minor league baseball players from the Royals organization from the States down to the Dominican. And he personally knows the coaches who will be coaching your players this fall, the guys that are going to be working with them. And I was wondering if you could just speak a little bit to their professionalism and abilities.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Thank you. Like Sam, for those of you who may not know, in Latin America, you can sign professionally at age 16. And a lot of the guys in Latin America who sign that young, they have good tools, but they haven't necessarily learned the game. And what I like to say is Latin America develops good prospects. United States develops good players. And somewhere in that, you got to kind of cross-pollinate that. And our coaches do an excellent job of developing our guys. And the Royal system, kind of one of our mottos are with our coaches, and it's come straight from our general managers. We create an environment that we want our sons to be a part of, and I really believe that our coaches do. And in fact, one of the coaches who would work, his son plays in our organization. He literally plays in our organization. So you've got guys that are they're actually both managed the Dominican Summer League. They both have scouted. One of them was supposed to be our manager in Arizona this year at Arizona Rookie League. Their English is excellent. They know how to teach, know how to break it down. But most importantly, their hearts are in the right place. They truly, truly care about the players getting better. And whether Sam knows or not, they want Sam's approval, and they want Sam to tell them they did a good job. So they want to do it for the players, and they want to do it for Sam. So they would be in really, really good hands with our coaches.
Jeff, thanks a lot. Anybody else? Bill Courage from Webster has brought his team down twice, and he helped me kind of figure out how to do this Zoom call, and I'd like to give him an opportunity to say a word.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit different, from a standpoint of, from everybody's point of view, obviously selling this to your kids and your families. When we came down 5 years ago, I will tell you, we landed, we got on this bus, kind of a thing with had, curtains in it and, Dominican music pumping. And as you're driving through the Dominican, my first reaction was, oh my goodness, where did I bring our guys to? And by the next morning, I mean, it was, you realize just how professional Sam and his crew are, how well you're taken care of, what the culture is and how friendly everybody is and how safe we felt. And by the next morning, I mean, I just couldn't believe, I went from looking around, your first shock and awe that happens when you land, to see, the different culture that's down there to, we had a couple of boys that did not make our first trip, and all I could think of was how sorry I felt for those kids that did not elect to come on the trip. As soon as we were allowed to go on a second trip, we did the same thing, and we'll go back as soon as we're eligible to go back. From playing military-based teams to club teams to professional teams down there, the level of play is outstanding. And we will for sure, a lot of our guys on our roster right now have already been there. We had a team talk about it just the other day, and I said, hey, I'm going to have an option for some guys to go down there. And, immediately guys were ready to jump on it. We would not be able to do till the winter time, but I think the level of play is as good as you can possibly fathom to go down there. And from a standpoint of how you're taken care of, to Sam's group is A+. That second trip we took, it was, the shock and awe was gone from my point of view. And it was just an awesome experience that I've got to do twice. And, we'll continue to offer to our players until I'm done coaching.
Thanks a lot, Bill, Jeff, Tracy, all you guys, first-class guys. I'm really thankful to know you guys. I'm going to go ahead now that we're into this call for a little bit and have some people on it. I'm going to do our poll. Let's see. All right, so I did a poll. I just want to see who's on this call, what type of people are on this call. So it's just a 2-question poll. First one, I want to know if you're a college coach, if you're a player, if you're a parent or other. And then the second one, whether you think you've got more interest in that fall league or in that winter league.
Sam, a question too. If somebody doesn't want to participate the whole time, they could break it up too, right?
To a degree, I think we can do that. We'll have to talk about that one-on-one. I just can't get in a situation where, say, we've got a 3-week trip and 10 kids want to come the first week, 10 want to come the second, 10 want to come the third, or something like that. As soon as we know that we've got a core group and enough to make it happen, then I don't have a problem. If a pitcher wants to come down or something like that. So to a degree, there's some flexibility. It just can't be so much that it fragments the group so much that we can't do it. All right, so I think everybody has taken the poll there. Everybody's taken the poll. All right, well, good to know. I will digest that. Looks like we've got a little bit of a mix on the call. And so now I would like to take an opportunity to answer any questions. I will look at the chat here to see if anyone's written any in. Okay, so somebody asked the question, how many total kids are you looking for? We can house up to 100 kids at this facility. If we had 100, we'd break them up into 4 or 5 teams, depending on pitchers We would like to have at least 50, and that would be for each week, for the fall league and the winter league. So we'd like to have at least 50, which would be a good 2 teams worth, and then combined with the Dominicans, but can house up to 100. The cost does not include flight. It includes everything except for the flight. It includes meals, lodging. We'll do some fun stuff on the weekends. Sometimes in the afternoon, it includes that. And let's see, somebody wants a price for the winter league. So that was on the website there, but I'll circle back with that person and make sure that they have that. David, are you still on the call? Okay, I'll get him that information.
I'm still here. Thanks, Sam.
David, yeah, did you get the price information you'd asked a question about?
No, I'll go on that website and check it out myself. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's $950 a week, and the 3 weeks is $2,850.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, well, so guys, operationally, I'm very comfortable that we can do this. I think we can achieve our goals for the players. Where I need help at this point, and really what will determine if this happens or not, is if we can get the players to come, enough players to do it. So what I'm asking of you all is to consider your schedule this fall, determine if this would be a good fit, either the fall or the winter league, and share this information with your team, share it with your parents. If you know other coaches that might be interested, please share it with them. Anything that I can do to be a resource, whether I can send out a big email to folks for you, if I can be on a Zoom call. I know I've already been asked to be on a Zoom call with players and parents from a specific team. So I'm happy to do any of that. I'm at your service. I want this to be something that benefits your players and your program. You can follow up with me with a call or an email, and we can take it from there. Anybody have anything to add?
I had another question pop in the chat, Sammy.
Okay, all right. What can we do if we can get our hold to commit? Whole team, is that what that means? Was that the question? Ken, I think this was Ken's. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Were you asking if you can get your whole team to commit?
Yeah.
You can definitely do that. I mean, they could come, and we've got our coaches down there, our Dominican coaches. You have to look at the rule a little bit. I don't think the NCAA, all right, if you want to do a foreign tour, that's a different thing. We do those. If you want to bring your whole team and play as a team, we can do that anytime. So that's a different thing. The NCAA rule on outside competition is not going to let you come down and coach your own players. It's very similar to the summer ball rules. So the rules we'll have in place will be, it's going to be very similar to summer ball, except we're going to have a lot more development included in it and not just games. But the rules about coaches coming down would be in line with that.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jim.
You got it. So what I'll do as this develops is I'm going to create a roster of players as they sign up, and I will periodically share it with coaches that I know that are interested, so you guys can see how this develops. And hey, this may happen and it may not. Like I said, we're ready operationally to make it happen, but it really depends on the player's comfort level in coming. I think they'll get a lot out of it. I think that it's going to be a lot more intense than just a player saying, I'm going to go home and train on my own for the next couple months. There's going to be a lot of motivation to compete down there. And so I'd encourage it. But that's really all I've got. So if nobody has anything else to add, I will be respectful of your time and say good night. Anything else?
Hey, Sam, I just got a quick question. And I'm thankful that I'm on this call because we had a great experience with you guys a couple of years ago. And I don't know the NCAA rules, and you guys on the call might know this, but we might have a couple dads that might, want to front some people to be able to do this experience. Is that cool with you guys? Is where the money comes, is that inefficient? Does it not matter?
I think that it would have to probably stay between them. Like if say you got a dad on the team and his son is going to go and maybe he wants to help another kid out, something like that. But it can't go through you guys.
Yeah.
It's got to kind of be between them. But that's fine. But I would probably have that dad get directly in touch with me, and you guys as a program stay out of that.
I got it. I'll make sure I get this out to our guys ASAP for those guys that want to do it. I appreciate your time.
Hey, I appreciate you. Anything else from anybody? Hey guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you all for getting on the call tonight. I hope that things become normal very soon, and I hope we can stay in touch. You guys have a good night.
Night, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Have a good night.
Super job, Sammy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, Jeff.
Good seeing you, Jim. Good.
Thanks for coming on, Jim.
I'm halfway retired. This is good.
Sam,
Jim, we're ready for you. Somebody have a question? Okay.
I'm good, Sammy.